I'm Victoria Pearson, but you can call me V. I feel like microwaved crap. Happy New Year. Oh no, don't cough. So, this year did not exactly start the way that I planned it to. In fact, I had planned to be out and about today, doing a little New Year walk with you. That didn't really go to plan. You see, my daughter is home from university at the moment. She is visiting for the Christmas period, and she needed to see a GP the other day. And so, because she is registered at a GP where she lives at university, she wasn't able to see a GP in the time frame that she needed to see a GP. And so we were advised to go to urgent care. Urgent care is a very, very long wait, about 7 hours, in fact, on very, very uncomfortable chairs that seemed designed to torture your body. But also, there were a lot of people there with some really hacking coughs. And there weren't a lot of people there that were wearing masks. And so I have inevitably picked up some horrible cold virus from somewhere in the urgent care. I haven't been around any other people that have been poorly, and so I know I picked it up in urgent care, which is just very frustrating because I went into urgent care perfectly well and came out poorly, and I'm pretty sure that is the opposite of what is supposed to happen when you go to a hospital. Also, that ends well though, and my daughter got the medication that she needs, and hopefully, touch wood, she will not have to go back there. And when she does need to go and see a GP, she'll be able to do that at university where she's registered, and it'll be much easier for her. Admin, honestly, admin is just a nightmare, isn't it? So, my new year did not exactly go according to plan, and I thought some of you might find that a little bit comforting, because for a lot of us, we build up a heck of a lot of expectation about New Year, or about any kind of new fresh start that we're embarking on. And if that doesn't pan out the way that we expect it to, that can be really, really disappointing. And for a lot of you, over New Year, you will have set a load of new goals, and potentially already by this point, you have not been able to fulfill those goals in the way that you had expected to, the way that you had wanted to. 2024 taught me a lot about adjusting my expectations. I was really, really hoping that 2024 was going to be the year that I got good enough at sports to compete in my sport, and that I would be able to build a lot of fitness ready for my 40s. That was my plan, because I turned 39 February last year. And so my plan was get fit, get strong, get ready for my 40s and beyond. That was the plan. And of course, like all of best laid plans, the fates looked at them and laughed, and I became very, very poorly, and I became very, very anemic. I developed intense problems with my joints, especially my shoulder and my elbow on my right hand side, and my hip on my right hand side, all of which are kind of essential joints for my sport, especially as I am right handed. I became quite unwell for quite a while. I've been having physio, it is starting to help, but I am still nowhere near the level of fitness that I wanted to be this time last year. And that is okay. We adjust, we adapt, and we flow with the circumstances that the universe gives us. And sometimes those plans don't entirely align with our own, and that is okay. I think part of the reason that I found it as disappointing as I did was because I had built so much expectation on myself. And so last year was about learning to let go of those expectations sometimes and meet your body where it actually is now. And I feel like that is advice that probably quite a lot of people could do with hearing. This year, I wanted to have been doing my physio every single day as my New Year's resolution. I have been far too poorly to be up doing physio. My body was not ready for that. It needed rest and fluids and paracetamol and a darkened room, and that's what I've had to give it. And that doesn't mean that I have failed in some way. It just means that I really should frame my goal as I want to meet my body's needs where it is and make sure I'm nurturing all my body's needs to be physically well. For sometimes that would mean pushing myself through procrastination to do exercise. But when I'm struggling to catch a breath because of a respiratory infection, is not the time to be pushing through and trying to do exercise and physio anyway. It's really, really important to listen to your body. It's also really, really important to not go from doing nothing to full on doing lots of things as well. That is the way to get injured. I had been pushing my body too hard when all of my joints decided to give up at once. And so that is another lesson that I had to learn in 2024 that I'm hoping to bring forward for my goals this year. Because I can say that I want to be doing this trick or this competition or this amount of sessions of exercise per week, but if that isn't realistic for my body at the time because of illness, injury, or general fitness levels, I'm never going to be able to achieve that. And then I'm not going to believe in myself when it is time to set a new goal. And that belief that you can do it is important. So if you're struggling right now because you haven't met the lofty goal that you set for yourself for this year already, and you're feeling like a bit of a failure because of that, you need to take a step back and look at what's happened and think to yourself, that is 2 days out of my year, 3 days out of my year. I can readjust my goal to be a realistic one that works for me. And that is how you make actual progressive change. It's not like on the first of the year, you get to change, and if you don't do it on the first of the year, then you're not allowed to until the first of next year. The time is now, but you've got to make your goal match where your body is at the moment and where your circumstances are at the moment. And if your circumstances are laying in bed having to do a video because you forgot to plan for being poorly, then that is what you have to do at that time. I will still be doing my physio through the year. My aim is to try and build stability in my joints now, meet my body with where it is at its expectations, and keep pushing forward to the next small step in order to get to my big goal, which now is just being able to return to sports. If you've made a goal that is far too lofty for yourself, it is much braver and much wiser to admit that to yourself and readjust than to keep trying to push onto something that might ultimately hurt you. I kept pushing through my injury, and as a result, I might never be able to do my chosen sport again. And that thought makes me really, really sad. I'm hoping that if you heed my advice and take those little small steps and don't push yourself too hard, you won't end up in the situation I'm in. Back in February last year, I was doing my sport 3 times a week. I was weightlifting on top of that. I was doing stretch exercises on top of that. And I overtaxed my body in a way that it couldn't handle. So don't be binging yourself on fitness influencers who do this for a living and so therefore are by definition very, very fit people. Don't let them push your body beyond its limits. Make sure you meet your body where it is now. My goal in 2025, writing wise, is to finish the Pleached Path collaboration that I'm working on with Lisa Shambrook, Miranda Kate, and Michael Wombat, who are all fantastic authors. I've mentioned this to you a few times. I'm nearing the end of my strand of the story now. My goal is just to finish that and then maybe write some shorts set in that world as well. I have also got grand plans to do something a bit more jazzy with my Patreon. At the moment, my Patreon is mostly used for short stories, but I'm thinking that I might do a serialized novel live on Patreon, but I am still pondering that idea. But if you want to sign up, I will put the link here. At the moment, you get lots and lots of short stories, and whenever you sign up, you get back access to all of the stories that I've ever done on there as well. So I've been going for a little while. There's quite a back catalogue on there. You get to see early iterations of my stories before they get polished up and changed and twisted around and put into my short story collections. You also get the odd whittering from me about what I've been up to as well, in terms of my writing. I've got a few other writing plans as well, but sometimes, again, life throws you a curveball and a different opportunity comes along. So if I had rigidly stuck to my plans last year, I probably wouldn't have got involved in the Pleached Path project. Try saying that when you're poorly. The Pleached Path project, and I absolutely love being involved in that. I love that world. I love the Summer Realm. I love the characters that are in it. I love working with these authors. And if I had rigidly stuck to my writing plans when that opportunity was offered to me, I might have turned it down and said, oh no, give it to somebody with more time. I've got all these other things. Instead, I backburnered some stuff, and I'm really glad that I did because I've had so much fun with this project. I can't wait for you guys to read it all. It's going to be fantastic. In terms of goals for this channel, again, I make plans and then something throws a curveball at me and something else goes on. But I'm hoping to take you to more places in 2025 because you guys seem to really like when we went to Kessingland together and also when we went to London. So I thought we would go to a few more cities and a few more places this year, although we probably will go back to Kessingland again because I do like it there. Join me on Monday for my next vlog. I have absolutely no idea what I will be vlogging about yet. I had a plan written down somewhere and I've lost it. We're going into 2025 with all of the chaos that is normally with me, but I will be here talking about something depending on my health. I'm hoping to get out of the house, but I can't go and spread this to other people. I will be here every single morning in your shorts though, taking a great big deep breath, probably coughing my way through that as well, but I will try my best not to. I will also be here on a Witchy Wednesday as well, but luckily I filmed those just before I got sick, and so I'm not going to be coughing my way through those. That should be okay for you. Until then, you have yourself a beautiful week.